Hi folks. In the Terra Frutis inbox, we get a lot of emails from people asking about Ecuador citizenship and residency. A lot of people aren't exactly comfortable with the idea of being an illegal immigrant, so they want to know exactly what their options are in terms of legally staying in Ecuador long term. We do explain this on the Terra Frutis website, but I can explain it in a little more detail here. Two examples of other countries. In Costa Rica, for example, there's a kind of a loophole in the law where you can renew your 3-month tourist visa every 3 months. You have to leave the country for 3 days each time. And in Peru, they give you a 6-month visa for free, and you can also perpetually renew it. And this is explicitly stated in the Peru law books. It's not a loophole like it is in Costa Rica. So in Peru, you can just cross the border for 5 minutes and come back. All right. Ecuador is a little bit more tricky, but it's still pretty easy if you know what's required. So first, let's talk about how long you can stay here on a tourist visa without applying for residency or citizenship. You can stay here for 9 months out of every year. When you come here, they will give you a 3-month T3 visa, and this is free. Towards the end of that T3 visa, maybe when you have 30 days left on it, you'll want to go to Quito, the capital, and apply for a 6-month 12X extended tourist visa. The fee for this is $230, and there are a few requirements. For example, you need a notarized color copy of your title page of your passport. You need a notarized color copy of the page of your passport where you stamped into Ecuador. You need a couple passport size photos with white background. But it's a pretty easy process, and you can pay an attorney $100 to do it for you, provided you give him the paperwork. This allows you to stay in Ecuador if you use the T3 and the 12X visa for 9 months, and then, for example, you could go to Peru for 3 months and then come back again with another T3 visa and get another 12X. But of course, nobody wants to be paying $230 for a 6-month visa every year. So let's talk about permanent residency and the options for that. The easiest thing to do for people with a college degree is called the 9-5 or the 9V professional visa. If you have a 4-year college degree, you can apply for this visa based on your college degree. You don't need to have a job in the country. You don't need to have proof of income. You just need a college degree, and they say that you need a college degree from a list of registered institutions. But people have successfully applied for and received this residency visa with what we would call crap degrees or unaccredited degrees. For instance, you might be able to get a 2-year herbalist degree from an herbal medicine school that's not accredited and still get your professional visa based on that. There are some other options aside from the professional visa if you don't have a college degree. You can get adopted. If you are adopted by somebody who has residency or citizenship, legally adopted, and you are considered to be a dependent of them, you can apply for residency based on that. I believe you can do this even if you are an adult. You can be adopted by another adult. You can have a baby. You don't even have to have a baby with a local. You can just have a baby with anybody, even if they don't have residency. If the baby is born in the country, the baby becomes an Ecuadorian citizen automatically, and then both the parents can apply for residency based on this. You can get married. You can get married to somebody with citizenship or residency and apply for residency based on this marriage. So, for example, if your husband is able to get a professional visa, having a college degree, and you do not have a college degree, your husband can get residency, and since you are married to him, you can then apply for residency based on his residency. If you are a renter or a pensioner, for example, if you have a certain amount of income, regular income from either renting out your house in the U.S., for example, or receiving a pension, retiree's pension of, I think it's at least $800 a month. If you can demonstrate that you have a fixed income, you can apply for residency here based on that. If you have money, you can buy $25,000 worth of tax-appraised land. Right? $25,000 tax-appraised means you might, for example, you might buy a piece of property for $35,000. That's the market value because that's the value you paid for it. Now, the government tax appraiser looks at the formulas they use and may decide the property is only worth $21,000, for example. So then you won't be able to get residency based on this property. But then all you have to do is spend $1,000 or $2,000 getting a tiny house built on the property, and the value will go up quite a bit just from getting a house built. So then within 6 months, you can then, or the next time the property is appraised, you can get residency based on the new value of the property. Another option is to put $25,000 in a CD, or some financial investment. So there are a number of options. Depending on you and your life situation, you can choose which option is best for you. If you need any help, if you have any additional questions about getting residency to move to Ecuador, feel free to send an email to terrafrutis.ecuador@gmail.com. Or if you'd like assistance purchasing land to get your residency based on a land purchase, feel free to visit nambihaproperty.com. They'll be happy to assist you with a property purchase. You can also contact any immigration attorney. I received one quote from an immigration attorney in Quito. The fee would be $500 to apply for the 6-month tourist visa and the 9-5 professional residency visa. However, some lawyers will do it for less. For example, one lawyer will do the 6-month tourist visa for $100. So a lot of the paperwork requirements are pretty specific. If you get one thing wrong, you'll be denied and you'll have to do it all over again. So if you have a few $100s extra to spare, it's a good idea to have an attorney help you with this process. That is all.